much luck with sound, do I? Windy day in Tenerife. I really need to get a microphone sorted. We'll do this back at the house. At least it means I can have a coffee. All that intro just to do a loop, it's ridiculous. But that's the wet Tenerife wind for you, isn't it? Really. Good morning, how are you doing? Hope you're doing okay. I've got a few things to talk to you today. So much so, I've actually written them down. I wrote them down because I don't really want to forget what I want to say, because some of it might actually be of importance. Oh, my gazebo's coming down. That's not great at all. Need to sort that out. Give me 2 seconds while I sort that out. Hopefully that'll stay. I'm going to do this inside. It's. I think it's going to be better set up inside. I had to look the names up because I'm not that literary intelligent, but for those of you who remember the last vlog, as I said, I can't believe I'm telling you this. It was down to the fact that I'm actually going to put a stand-up show together. So now becomes the main factor actually putting that show together. I have got material already. Something just fell. No idea what that was. Shakespeare, Tolstoy, Dickens, Melville. Never heard of him either. Apparently Melville. So you write Moby Dick or Great Expectations? I don't know. At this moment in time, I am literally, at one point of my life, at one point of their life, I am literally at the same level of them. Because they've all started with a blank piece of paper. Basically, it's downhill from here. I've been looking at the material that I've got over the last couple of days since last week I decided to do it. And I'm not too disappointed with what I've got actually. I've got quite a lot. I've done a basic format of the show, of what I want it to do and how I want to space it out. Because it's basically fill 60 minutes while making people laugh. That's the objective. Fill 60 minutes and in those 60 minutes, talk for 60 minutes and make people laugh. So you've got to break it down, break it into sections. I'm concentrating on the first section at the moment, the first 20 minutes, which is based on the holiday experience of people. That tends to get a lot of people laughing in the bar, so I'm actually working on that first of all. The hardest part about it, 100%, is your own lack of self-confidence. It is how, I mentioned in the last vlog, not how the tourists will perceive you, because if they don't like you, they're gone the following week and another lot come in. It's how your peers, the bars and other entertainers will perceive you. So that's the hardest part, but I will get over that, because that's who I am. I'll always get over that and overcome that objective. Sometimes people who hit you the hardest, they'll either knock you down or give you more reason to actually get up and carry on, and that's pretty much the sort of person that I am. So that is definitely a work in progress. It's not going to be something that's going to be ready next week. It's going to take over the next couple of months to get it working, or to get it all put together and to create something for me that is, as I said before, a piece that is worthy of being paid for. I think that's the only way to explain it. If it's worthy of being paid for, then that's what you can then call as a career. So that's, I think, that's where I'm at that moment in time. The second point I wanted to mention, I thought about this the other day. It's June the 1st. It is June the 1st. We are in the 6th month. We are halfway through, or coming to halfway through the year. And I don't know where that last 6 months or 5 months have gone. Do you? It's like, where have they gone? The biggest thing I've noticed this year, because it's the first time I've got it, I've got the scooter, I've got the moped, and I take the moped into work and back. And when I first got that last year, going to work pretty much dressed like this, in a t-shirt, in shorts, and then coming home like this as well at 1 a.m. in the morning. Then went into winter, and that's when it became with hoodies, jeans, jackets, snoods, gloves to get warm. And we're still in a process at the moment of coming home. Last night I came home, and I was still cold on the bike coming home. I've got shorts on again, but I've still got my hoodie on. and I'm cold on the way home. So because of that feeling of coldness on the way home, I have the feeling that the year's really still at the beginning. It's not really started. And then June the 1st hits you and smacks you in the face. And you go, Christ, where are those 5 months gone? What happened in the beginning of the year that you said you were going to do, and then 5 months down the line, you still haven't done it? And that's the issue. That's the big issue, isn't it, really? Because then what you're doing, in essence, is your life is just disappearing away from you. Now, when you were younger, when you were in your teens, in your 20s, you didn't really think about that. But I'm 51. And in 7 months' time, I'll be 52. And there's another year gone. And it's like, is that the same for you? And people, obviously, there's a lot of people older who watch this channel as well. Is that the same? Does that happen? Because that's just like, wow. You know what I mean? That was a fast 5 months, that. And I'm just trying to embrace the year and embrace everything I do. If I don't do this stand-up, before I know it, I won't be able to do stand-up because I'll be too old and it'll be gone. So I'm definitely under the impression that I'm going to do it, and I've got to seize that moment now to give myself the opportunity to go for something that I want to do. I want to put a smile on people's faces. That's all I want to do. I want to put a smile on people's faces. Whether that be delivering flowers, whether that be giving out chocolates, or whether that be doing stand-up. If I can put a smile on people's faces and make memories for people, I'll be very, very happy with that. It's crazy, isn't it? A fellow YouTuber came over last month, a fellow YouTuber, Darren John. A lot of from the channel know Darren John. If you don't know Darren John, go and check out Darren John's channel. It's a really interesting channel. He does mixed stuff and quite a lot of different stuff. I'm going to come on to that in a second with other people. And he came over, he rode his motorbike down from the UK all the way down to Tenerife, and I spent time in Tenerife and then rode it all the way back up. And he kept talking about a video diary. He wanted to create a video diary. It was interesting because it was last night. I was coming home on the scooter last night, and it's like, can you imagine 1:15 in the morning, cold, coming home down dark roads, windy roads, and he got me thinking about this video diary. This is the only generation up to date where amateurs like ourselves can put our thoughts into video, where generations down the line can look back and see what was actually happening at this moment in time in history. I never knew my mother's father, Grandad Finlay. I never knew him. He apparently died when I was very young, or died before I was even born. I don't know. But it'd be an interesting fact now, if the power of YouTube, that we could then look back and see what your traits are, because it's definitely traits and genetics, what they're coming from, based on people older from previous generations. Now, I don't even know if my kids are going to have kids, but my kids could then look back and see, who is Rick anyway? Who was he? Rick and Shelley, who are they? And that was just a weird thought about it. And it's like, yeah, that's what this opportunity does, the video diary. It actually gives, that's what this platform does. It gives the opportunity to create a video diary for people for years to come to see what's going on. And it could only be on a small scale, but I found it interesting. But anyway, Darren John, go and check Darren John out. He's really, really good. For those of you who keep asking, I'm still running. I've come off the Strava app and I've moved on to the night running app. And the reason being is very simple. I did 50 kilometres last month in May, 50 kilometres running throughout the month of May. And to be honest with you, it feels awful. The last couple of weeks, it's tailed off a little bit. I need to get back into it. But that's also the reason why these vlogs have dropped a little bit. But I am still running. The reason why I use the night running app for me is because as I'm running, I can play music, which you can with Strava. But the night running app, every kilometre speaks to me. And it says 1 kilometre done, speed, normally around about 6 minutes a kilometre, average pace. And then you can actually know how far you're going when you're running. Whereas with the Strava app, because it doesn't speak to you, I run, stop and see how far I've ran. So it just pushes me that little bit further. But it's I need to pick that back up again, because the last week and a half, it's been really, really bad, really shocking. No, I don't think I'm going to do that. We were talking. Do you know what's weird? Yesterday morning I was going to go for a run, and Shelley sent me a post off Facebook, a screenshot, and it was of somebody who, a gentleman that we both know, who is younger than us, who was pretty much crying out for help, struggling, crying out for help, and needed help. And he's not a friend of mine on Facebook, but I know him. I know him very well. He'll stop me in the street and say hi to me. And he doesn't watch this, but because of that, he sat with me. I sent him a message and said, look, I'm here to talk if you need to talk, and I'm available now. I can come now. And because we're not friends on Facebook, I sent the message. That's the only contact method I had with him. He didn't see it, but I went off for a run because it was heading in his direction anyway. And I thought, when I get to, because I normally run in town, I thought if I get to town, stop the bike, look at my phone. If he's replied, I'll carry on and go and see him. But he didn't see it. So I think that's most probably why the run was affected. It turns out he's all right. It turns out he was in work. He didn't answer his phone. He's fine. It's all in work. And it was just like, it was a shout for help. Tenerife Man Club got involved, which is absolutely fantastic. And hopefully now he's in the right place. And, oh, I think Shelley's here. Yeah, Shelley's back. Ari,
Hi.
you back?
See.
Hey, Roll, you look shattered. Hello, mate. How are you? How are you, fella? You had a good run? Did you have a good time? Did you? You're looking very, very tired. Do you want to be on camera?
No.
Okay, you won't put you on camera.
Right.
Just back on point about that with the Facebook story about that lad. It was weird because we went to work. I went to work last night and I was chatting with the PR Emma at work, and we were talking about it because we both know him. And at one point, I almost went, you know, everything's fine. All that. It's almost like he cried wolf. And she gave us a verbal slap, and she went, "That's exactly what you want them to do. You want them to make people to have that initial, I'm not in a great place. I need help." Because that's actually the intervention that you wish the 3 other people that have committed suicide this year, that people know, if they'd have done that, they could have then been saved. Bit of a weird one, bit of a strange one, but I'm still processing that one, so I'm trying to work it out. The final thing I'm going to leave you with, and this is great, so I've just actually listened, when I've stopped this recording and started again, I've just had a message off him. It's all to do with subscribers, and it's to do with how people feel about the subscribers. On our main channel, we did a push to see if we get to 7,000 subscribers before the end of May, and we achieved it. Thank you very much, and it was great. Shelley, how did you feel?
That was awesome.
It was good, wasn't it?
Awesome.
So it was really, really good. This channel at the moment now has 2,372. Just Rick, 2,372. That's what it's got, which I'm over the moon. Thank you so much. 47.6% of the people who watch the channel haven't subscribed. Guys, if I can ask you, if you get something out of it and you watch it on a regular basis, if you can just hit that subscribe button, it'd be awesome to see if I can get to 3,000 by the end of the month. The only reason by it is it's a dopamine kick. That's all it does. You'll see now all these graphics are coming up down on the bottom that actually generate that. Give you guys the nudge to actually get you to subscribe. But the other thing about it, this is what it means to me. We just put on the main channel that we hit 2 million views. What a buzz that was. I still get the buzz, and I still remember the buzz of when the first vlog went up and it had 100 views. It was phenomenal. It was fantastic. And I don't know why, I don't know how, but other YouTubers that I follow, there's a couple of like people, you might not have even heard of them. The one I want to talk about first of all is the one that just gets sent me the message. Neil Davidson, right? Neil Davidson, I've just checked, Neil, you've got 347 subscribers, and your last video had 25,000 views. Neil was going through a prostatectomy. He put online about, I'm going to vlog the journey to help other people. On his 25,000 view vlog count, he had 310 comments on it. Can you imagine the buzz? I know because he sent it on the messages, but can you imagine the buzz that gives somebody else, a small YouTuber, the opportunity to keep them going, to actually doing? He's literally just sent me a message saying, I'm planning on another one, watch this space. So good luck with it, Neil. Go and take a look at him. His link's down below anyway. The second one I want to tell you about is someone that like even Shelley doesn't know or watch. A guy called Andy Grundy. Andy, if you're watching, afternoon mate, how you doing? Andy's got 388 subscribers, and he does like 2, 3, 4 minute videos, and it's just it's about mental health, it's about motivation, and I actually find that I normally tend to watch him most probably around about 1:45 to 2 o'clock in the morning when I get in, just to see if you've posted something else. But it's the same thing. Keep going, just keep going, because when you keep going, that is when you achieve. You know, you're doing it for fun, you're doing it for pleasure, but if you keep going, you never know how far it'll take you. And that comes back to that stand-up. I'm just going to keep going. It started. Watch this space. As always, you know what to do. I'll see you on the next one. Cheers, guys. That is so weird doing this while you're in the house, you know.